So let us talk about basic IO operations. So we will start with reading data from files. We will see how we can actually convert the data in files into a collection. Then we will also perform collection operations to preview the data and also MapReduce operations. So as part of this, we not only perform basic operations to read data from file into a collection, we will also revisit whatever we have learned so far. So Python is already launched and we need the dataset also. Okay, so the dataset on my environment is available in this location, data retail underscore db order items and ls-ltr. There is a file called part-50 and we can preview the data. And you see the data, these 10 records which are result of tail have are similar in structure. You have commas everywhere, so which means that this data is comma separated. So I'm actually defining the schema for this data. So if you see in each and every record there are exactly 5 commas, so it has 5 values delimited by comma. And the first one is order item ID, which is primary key for this data. Second one is order ID, to which this order item belongs. Product ID, which product the customer tried to buy, and the quantity, uh, um, how many items he tried to buy for that product as part of this entry, and then revenue for this entry, and then price for each product. So this is kind of derived field between the quantity and price of each product. If you multiply $49.98 with 3, you will get $149.94. So data is comma separated and there is a structure on top of it. And we will use this data to extract revenue for one order and compute the total revenue for that order. If you see 68,880, there are 5 elements as part of this data which we previewed. There can be more than 5 also. We don't know. We will see. We will use 68,880 itself to fetch all the order items related to that order, and then we will actually compute revenue, and we will see how we can perform once the data is loaded. If you also want to play with the same data, it is available on my GitHub account. My GitHub account is github.com/dgadraju/data. It's a repository. dgadraju is my account and data is repository. I am providing you the link. So this is the URL. You can go here and you can actually start downloading the data the way I'm demonstrating now. Okay, so it's github.com/dgadiraju/data. Data is the repository under my account dgadiraju. So I'm deleting this. I hope you have captured the URL. Once you go here, it's a public repository. You will see clone or download option. So if you want to clone with git command, you can copy this URL and run git clone command if you are familiar with Git. If you are not familiar with Git, you can download the entire datasets by clicking on download zip. You will get a zip file and you have to unzip and place it somewhere. In my case, I have already taken care under /data on the lab, and it is accessible for everyone who have access to the lab. And you can see several subdirectories in this which are similar to what we have here, and also I have few additional stuff also. And in that we have retail underscore db. In that we have order items. So this is the path in which I have a file and I want to read this file and I want to process it as part of my Python program. So I'm launching Python here. Okay, so to read files, there is a API called open, which is part of Python core libraries. So I can say order items file equal to open, So let's see the syntax of open. You can type help of open and it will give the syntax of it. You can see it takes one mandatory argument, and then it can accept two more optional arguments also. So name, you have to give the string, which is nothing but a valid path. Mode, whether you want to read it in whether you want to open the file in read mode or write mode, etc. And if you want to buffer, you can use buffering also. Okay, so now I can say order items file equal to open. What is the path? And the path has to be given as in the form of string. Data retail underscore db order items part hyphen 5 zeros. And if you want to explicitly say that you want to read in read mode, you can say like this, or even if you don't specify that, it will read the data in read only mode or file in read only mode. So it will open the file in read only mode. Now you can say type of order items file, and it is of type file. If you want to see the APIs that are available in file, you can say help of file, and you can see there are a bunch of APIs that are available. Okay, and to read the data from files, you can use APIs such as read, read lines, etc. Okay, I'll be using read, and if I use read, whatever data that is available in the file, it will be returned as a string. Okay, let us see in action. So order items read equal to order items file dot read, and then if I say type order items read, you can see it is of type string. Okay, I don't want to print. If I print, it is a few megabytes of record and it will take some time. For that reason, I'm not printing printing the contents of string. It's a one big string. So if the file size is 3 MB, the string will be of size 3 MB. But if you look at the data, it is nothing but a set of records. So we have to figure out a way how we can actually get these records into a collection, so that we can use collection APIs to manipulate the data. Okay, so for that purpose, you can check the help on a string. It has again bunch of APIs which starts with split. So if I go here, you can see there is a split, there is split lines, etc. So split will actually on a string, if I say dot split and the character on which the data needs to be split, it will create a list of elements. That is one way to convert a string into a collection. But if you have new line characters in the data, which is a special character, instead of using split, you can use split lines. So split and split lines are similar, except that split has to be applied on the collection with separator. We have to define what is separator. With split lines, you just say the collection dot split lines. As long as there is a new line character, which is /n character, it will actually split the data into a collection by using new line character as delimiter. Okay, so in this case, I will be using split lines, not split. We can use split also, but we have to give the separator. So here I am creating a collection by name order items. Order items read dot split lines. Now if I say type of order items, you can see it is of type list. You can preview the data by saying order items 0:10. It will get first 10 records in the collection. If you want to get a number of elements, you can say len of order items. You can perform all kind of list operations on this, which includes map, filter, and reduce for this. And if I want to get 10 records from the end, I think I can say -1 2 minus, let me see, yeah, there is some I need to figure out how to fetch last 10 records. Here I am fetching everything. So this is how I can actually fetch last 10 records, odd items of minus 10, 2, minus 1. And you can see 68,880, there are several of them. So we will fetch all the orders related, all the order items related to 68,880 order. And then we will try to perform necessary transformations to get the total revenue for that order ID 68,880. So we can say order items filter equal to filter of, so filter takes two arguments. The first one is lambda function and second one is the collection, which is order items in this case. And order items is collection of strings. So when I define lambda function with argument name as rec, and I'm providing the functionality inline to the lambda function, the data type of rec is string, whatever is data type of each element in the collection. So whatever logic which we are trying to develop, that will be applied on each element that is part of this order items, which is of type string. So there is an API called rec.split on a string where we can pass the delimiter, and it will actually convert your string into an array using the delimiter, similar to split lines. Split lines implicitly use new line character as the delimiter. In this case, split, we have to pass the delimiter to convert a string into an array. Okay, and each element of that array will be of type string. Okay, and I need this one, and I want to compare with 68,880. So that is second element in the array. So rec.split will convert a string into an array, and I want the second element in the array, and the way I can or list, and the way I can read is by using subscript of 1, which will give this. Okay, and the data type of this is string, but I want to compare it as integer. So I need to typecast here. And then say w equal to 68,880. Okay, and then I can actually preview the data of order items filter. And you can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 records, and I want to fetch this one and add it to get the total revenue for this order 68,880. So to fetch this one, for each input record which is of type string, I need to fetch the this part which is of type float, and then I want to add those things. So I am creating a new variable called order items map. Again, map takes two arguments. The second one is collection. In this case, order items filter is the collection on which I want to apply the map function. And the first argument takes a function as the argument. So I am passing lambda function as argument. And again, rec is of type string. So, and that's why I'm saying rec.split of comma as delimiter. And I need to fetch this part from each record, which is the fifth one. So I can use 4 here. And it is of type float. The original data type of that order item revenue is float. So I have to typecast. Okay, now I can say order items map to get only the order items subtotal or order item revenue. Now I just have to add. So I can say order items revenue equal to reduce. Reduce also takes two arguments. The second one is collection, order items map. And the first argument we can pass lambda function, total comma element. And then we just have to say total plus element. Okay. and then you can say order items revenue, and you can see for 68,880 order ID, the total revenue is $999.77. Now let us see the history. Okay, so here we started with reading the file, or opening the file and then reading the file, which will convert the contents of file to a string, and then we have used split lines on the string to convert whatever content that is there in the file into a collection of elements, and then we applied filter to get all the entries related to order ID 68,880, and then we have applied map to extract order item subtotal for 68,880, and then we applied reduce to get the total revenue. So this is end-to-end life cycle of reading data from file, convert into a collection, and apply MapReduce functionality. And you have to build this notion of solving similar problems with MapReduce perspective.